Welcome back to Sasquatch Performance Garage, everybody. Today we have a new addition to the fleet. An addition I don't really know what to do with, truthfully. I've been looking for a new daily, possibly, for a little bit. Also, I've been looking for a Lemons car. 24 hours of Lemons racing, where you buy a really cheap car, preferably $500 or under, and fix it up to where it's safe and can withstand, you know, hours and hours of racing non-stop. And I have a car here that can possibly do both. Not at the same time though, but either or. So let me show you what we got here, guys. And here we are. We have a 2015 Golf 1.8 turbo TSI and 6-speed automatic, but I got it for free. That's right, free. I guess not technically not free. It did cost me 100 rounds of 9mm, $43, and obviously the trailer to get it here. Right now I have it parked underneath my carport. Let me see if we can roll it out into the sunlight to get a better look at it here, and I can go over what's going on with this and why was it free and what I think is possibly the fix for it. All right, so to get a good view of the Golf here, we're gonna go ahead and try to bring it out into the light. A little dark underneath the carport here. Only problem is battery's deader than a doornail. So I got to more or less energize the battery with my Fox body here. So we're gonna go ahead, get that rolling here. Take the battery cover off for the rear battery. I guess that kind of makes it a nice thing to have actually a battery in the back of the car at this point. Now to pop the hood on the Golf. Oh, and another thing, the hood strut on the Golf is bad. So, I'm gonna get my handy dandy hood strut tool. So, be right back. That's not exactly what I was thinking, but screw it, it'll work. Perfect. Got to connect with the Fox body. And we're good on our little Golf here. Everything just got in here, guys. So let's put it in neutral so we can push it. Crank it to the left. There we go. Yeah, come on. This is not too heavy. But right there is a little tough. I don't know why it's so freaking hot still in November. I just decided to do the recording on the last day of the month that it's going to be in the mid to upper 80s. I don't know, tomorrow's gonna be freaking high of 50 something. Like, what am I doing? But either way, we gotta do what we gotta do to make the time right. So what we have here, we got our 2015 Golf, as I said before. You know, guys, I'll tell you the story behind this. And I've been looking, like I said, I've been looking for either a new daily or a Lemons car for a while, and a lot of my buddies and some of the group messages know that I've been looking for a Lemons car, but not necessarily on the daily side. And so one of them said, hey, I got a buddy that is trying to get rid of this 2015 Golf, says the head gasket blew. And I'm like, well, head gasket, that's not too bad, you know? I mean, I don't know a whole lot about these Volkswagens. I have a buddy that has a pretty hopped up GTI with the 2.0 turbo, makes about 450 horsepower, something like that. But I myself don't really know a whole lot about them. I've never had one, but I do know how to work on a lot of engines. So I didn't think it'd be that bad, right? So I said, hey, set this up, let's get this rolling, because this buddy's also one of the ones that wants to do a Lemons car with me. And so we set up a time with his friend to go pick up the car and all that stuff. And you know, I didn't know it had a blown head gasket. I know it had a what I would consider a crazy ex-girlfriend paint job, and I'll kind of zoom in on that a little bit later. I then got to the place with the trailer and I saw this thing. I was like, this isn't bad at all. You know, if I made this a Lemons car, it might be a disservice to this car because it's not bad. And also, you know, I might be getting penalties in Lemons because it's, you know, too nice of a car. So I'm looking at it, and we bring a jump box to the place because I wanted to see if it would start up with this blown head gasket. Put a jump box on the battery. This son of a gun starts right up. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. We drive it onto the trailer and it's running super well. Like, what the hell, guys? I don't even understand what's going on. We're looking at it, you know, I'm talking to my buddy. I was like, man, I don't know if this is gonna be worth it to make it into a Lemons car. You know, it has an automatic transmission. I'd rather have a standard on my Lemons car just for ease of maintenance and so on and so forth. So looking at it, bring it home, drop it off, you know, in its parking spot underneath the carport. And so I start doing some research. I start asking people that know more about these cars than I do, because I'm pretty much an ignoramus when it comes to these Volkswagen things. Start talking to them, and they say more often than not the head gaskets don't blow on this unless it overheated or is pumping out a crazy amount of boost. Well, this thing's stock as hell, so boost is out of the question. Overheating, the guys seem to, you know, give maintenance pretty well on this, so I doubt it's overheating. The coolant is topped off, but one thing they said is that the oil cooler. So thinking to myself, oil cooler, yeah, that would make sense. It has coolant passageways and oil passageways in it. It would make the oil milky along with the coolant milky, and it would probably still run pretty well with just a blown oil cooler. Guys, I haven't gotten to work on it yet, but I think I might be getting out of this thing pretty dang easily. So that's kind of like the backstory of it. So let me take you a little more in depth on what's going on with it. What does it look like? What's its condition? So let me take you along for this ride here. Engine bay is pretty clean. I mean, it's dusty. It's got a little mud dauber nest right there from sitting from probably a year or so. It's also got a little cheapy battery here, an Econocraft. Gross. Definitely gonna put a super start in there afterwards. I don't know if we can see that. Got a little milkshake on there. Got ourselves a little milkshake in there as well. See here, got some scratches, some keys, you know, from the crazy ex-girlfriend. It's got scratches all along here, all along. You know, some are pretty deep, some of them aren't so deep. My favorite though, a little hard to see because the artiste of this was not the best artiste. We got F-U-C-K. I don't know what that spells necessarily. And then there's a U. So, you know, someone probably wasn't too happy with this gentleman. Here on this passenger side are probably some of the more worse scratches. Like along this rear quarter panel here, rear upper hatch area. It's a very deep cut. The cut is actually a little bit of rust going on there. And then we also are missing a gas cap cover, but overall not terrible. It does have a little door ding there, right here, but just scratches and so on and so forth. Roof looks fine. The hood does have some dings and stuff in it, some scratches. I think more probably just from the normal wear and tear of going down the highway in Houston. That's pretty much an overview of the exterior. Just a nice black car. Wheels are okay. Tires are not actually old at all. But let's see what we can look at in here. And this is kind of why I'm not sure of to make this car a Lemons car or not. Even though it's within the, technically, the price confines of this. But guys, look at this. Look at this interior. Like, it's all leather. it's all nice. There's no cracking, there's no like wear or anything on this car. That's why I don't know what to do. I mean, yes, it's dirty. Yes, say where the foot is, it's a little torn up. A really good cleaning and some TLC on this car could really do some good justice. But just the condition of the seats and the dash and the steering wheel and all that, I just don't know. It's definitely gotta be cleaned up. Don't get me wrong, it's dog hair, the cup holders are kind of gross and stuff, but I mean, what can you really complain about when it's free? So guys, what should I do? Do I make this into a Lemons car for free? Not really the spec that I'm wanting with an automatic. Also being a really lot newer car, it's a very good possibility that when bringing it to a Lemons race, we'll have penalties, lap penalties and such. I don't know about any amount of bribing that could possibly get this thing in there without having some penalty laps, but this would work really well as a daily automatic, just cruising to work. You know, every single car that I own and drive is a standard. Now I don't really go into city traffic that much, so it's not a big deal, but why not just cruise, leather, decent sound system I'm assuming, and 30 something miles to the gallon. Every car that I drive to work, the Shelby 1920, the Ranger 21, 22 maybe, but a 30 mile per gallon car for free. And no matter what I do to this car, how much money I put in, even if I get a junkyard engine, it's still cheaper than a car payment. Still cheaper than buying a new or used car from a dealer or from Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. So tell me what you guys think. Is this a Lemons car? Or is this a new daily that I've been kind of looking for? You know, I don't know. You guys let me know. Thanks for watching Sasquatch Performance Garage. Please consider subscribing, liking, commenting, all that good stuff. We do have a lot of videos coming. We're going to be working on this thing. We're going to be working on the F350. We'll be working on the Fox body. My wife has the Shelby. She's running some errands. I'll let her drive it. So we don't have the Shelby right now, but we got some stuff coming up. A track day, that's gonna be freaking sweet. Again, guys, thanks. See y'all later.